goes out to all the invisible, indivisible superhero types rocking the mic. All the first evers, has-beens, and never words. Let's get it. It's the long-awaited moment when it all comes into focus, like the coming of the locust or the opening of the lotus, unfolding from the shadows to photosynthesize this, converting light into sound. Eardrum kiss, bliss sinks in to shock your system for days. We refract and prism like rainbows on rainy days, and she say, let there be light. We luminous waves cutting through the darkness of the night, in spite of the indomitable might of the isms. The schism of feminism, still we have risen. Flight high enough to punch these fools in the gut, busting glass ceilings cause we've had enough. All the ladies in the house, I'm proud of y'all. When you pick up the mic, you rip it raw. No apologies while you standing tall. Brush that dirt off your shoulder when you fall. Underestimated, but you got it all. Oppressed by Neanderthal, but you rise cause they minds are small. Girl, you gonna make it after all. Girl, you gonna make it, don't quit now. Girl, you gonna make it, no matter how. Girl, you gonna make it, don't quit now. Girl, you gonna make it, you gonna make it. We been there, done that, we fell down, we came stacked, the champion chief won, so all y'all can fall back. We came to rock the pendulum, bring balance back again. Don't give me dap, cause you ain't my friend. Your oppression subversive, all written in cursive. Swiftly this new unit vows to reverse it. This is coming from the heart, no need to rehearse it. We give it to ya, straight up, no curses. Now all these seeds can rise to the sun. Where freedom flies, shall not be undone. We priestess speak, stand tall, never run. The strongest of the silver tongue, unsung heroine. All the ladies in the house, I'm proud of y'all. When you pick up the mic, you rip it raw. No apologies while you standing tall. Brush that dirt off your shoulder when you fall. Underestimated, but you got it all. Oppressed by Neanderthal, but you rise cause they minds are small. Girl, you gonna make it after all. This one goes out to all the invisible, indivisible.
The world's best gather here. XBL baseball starts now.
It's crushed to the moon, and we're tied.
He picks it up on the second, over to first in time for the double play that ends the inning.
That's gone.
Oh my, oh my, oh my.
Trying to repeat.
It's gone!
And Homer to the pen! This game is over!
Oh!
on Bell to the deep left field. Is this baby gone? A grand slam!
Champion! The AAA World Series is over! What a live shot!
I can't believe my eyes.
Welcome in, everybody. The time is here to kick off our weekend, kick off a Friday with a little bit of AAA semi-final baseball. And it's my favorite man in the booth. It's Mist. How are you doing, brother? You just destroyed me in the cup, so I'm sure you're doing well.
Yeah, it does make me feel good to get those W's. I felt like I needed them after getting, I think, double shut out by M. Bennings, and did sneak a win against J. Ace. We've still got to play our second game, but felt good. Definitely not blowouts, though. Like you tried to say blowouts. It definitely was not blowouts.
Well, it felt like a blowout. Mist had an awesome grand slam robbery, and I hope we see some sort of plays like that tonight. I hope we see some really exciting games. Game 1 and 2 were a little bit lopsided, but it was Eduardo, the 6th seed, beating the number 2 seed TeflonDonLemon. And taking the 2-0 series lead and really in some dramatic fashion in the way that he's jumped on top of these relievers. And we're going to go through these keys right here. We've got pedigree meets pride. Early on in Teflon's career in the XBL, obviously starting in the XBL as a rookie is a big nod in itself and shows that you have a lot of respect in the league. And then went down to the AAA and is really done what he was expected to do, getting the 2 seed, making it all the way to this point. And so his pedigree is, for a newcomer in the league, is really as strong as you can get as a newcomer, and his pride is going to be on the line tonight. You don't want to get swept at any point in the playoffs, and especially as a higher seed.
Yeah, I mean, I think anybody coming into this series would have favored the flower bombs, even knowing how dangerous Ed is and that he's a veteran. He's been to the finals previously. Just based on the seeding and based on the pedigree of coming down from the XBL, I mean, what Teflon really did coming down and playing as well as he did, finishing second to an absolutely scorching black coffee, is basically prove that he really is more of an XBL level player, which didn't surprise anybody. But he's played really well. Has not played real well in the playoffs, though. Or I'm sorry, in this series so far. Has a lot of work to do. As you mentioned here, that his pen has not been basically usable. Has not done anything. And then as far as veteranness, that's what Ed is. I really think, Ed doesn't need to change anything. Ed has some house money here, and Ed doesn't change anything anyway. So Ed just needs to be Ed. And if Teflon can beat Ed after going down 0-2, then he beats Ed.
Yeah, you know Ed better than probably anyone in the AAA. The amount of seasons that y'all have played together, the amount of sets that y'all have had, and you hit those last 2 points, so I'll give my little 2 cents on them. That bullpen and fielding X factor is really huge. I wasn't able to catch games 1 and 2 of this series, but looking at the box score, I saw that Teflon has 4 errors so far in this series. 3 in game 1 is what really stood out to me, and knowing Teflon, he's a great fielder. He was on the highlight reel for the roundups probably more than anyone this season with the way he was able to play out there in the outfield. So the RNG might have been against him a little bit, and facing a contact swingers sort of style like the Sirloins are. The RNG, you know how important it is against players like that, and we saw the Sirloins take advantage of that and score a lot of runs. But on top of that is the bullpen, and the way that it's been a huge X factor so far. The bullpen has came in for the Sirloins, which really, for ever since I've got here, he's known as having 2 really strong relievers in that pen, and that's exactly what is shown so far in this series. Been lockdown relievers, only giving up, I believe, a run in each game after going from those starters, which both went 5 innings. But Teflon, meanwhile, in game 1, I believe it was his closer, came in and gave up 5 runs in the 9th inning. Something like that, 8th or 9th inning, to really blow up game 1, and then in game 2 his bullpen got roughed up as well. So his build, I'm not exactly sure, but his skill would prove otherwise, that those stats are not something you expect to carry on in a 4-game series. He can pitch exceptionally well, and so it's going to be interesting to see how that bullpen comes into play. And for Teflon and the flower bombs, you're hoping that you get a few less of those RNG drops. So then, like you said, Miss, that consistency that Ed has, he finds himself, it seems like, every season in this situation in the semifinals, and we see him stretch these series, and now he's taken the commanding 2-0 series lead, and that consistency is really showing up. And Eduardo's in the driver's seat, and he's going to be at home here in Game 3. So Teflon's got his back against the wall, and a huge swing game here in Game 3. It's monumental to get this game, or else Teflon's playing with fire he would need a reverse sweep. So we've got these games pre-recorded. We're not going to have to worry about any disconnects or anything like that. And so we're going to have the games coming at you quick and smooth, and I think it's going to be a great series. I think it's going to be a great couple games tonight, and I hope that we see some dramatics, some fireworks here at the end of these ball games. So y'all give us a couple of minutes, we'll switch everything over, and we're going to get Game 3 of the AAA semifinals at you. We could possibly see our first shoe-in for the World Series tonight, or will Teflon clap back and answer? Find out in a minute. Right. Okay, here we go. Ooh, screen went black. Hang on a second. Okay. Sorry, let me skip through this a little bit, folks. Okay, we're here. We're loading into... that can't be right. Hang on. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Game 3 is going to be at home of the Flower Bombs. I forgot we don't do 2-2-2 in this league. It's every other. So the Flower Bombs are going to be at home here in Game 3 in Park A, which is a big stadium. Got some outfield corners that can really cause trouble for the defense if there's speedy runners rounding the bags. We're going to see Hammer Lombalo, that familiar face, lead off for the Sirloins. And on the mound, we're seeing Bossa Nova. Really good stats. She's got a lot of velo, decent junk. That accuracy is extremely low. It's going to be interesting to see how Teflon's able to locate this game.
Yeah, anybody who's in the chat there, let us know if the sound equalizing between me and Uni sounds good, or if anybody needs to be turned up or down. But yeah, let's kick this puppy off here.
Yeah, thanks for mentioning that. I did change some stuff, so you'll just keep me posted. And we got Lombalo grounded out for the first side of the game, and now this one's got a pretty good jolt in it, but over there to Perry Winkle in left field. So 2 up and 2 down so far for Teflon in the pink, Sirloins in the red. So we've got a couple of colored uniforms here, and Teflon's customization, he's got a mind that I wish I had. He's got one of the favorite logos for me personally, and he's also got some of my favorite uniforms. Meanwhile, you've got the Sirloins, who practically do nothing. And there's a walk for Lloyd Cook. So after 2 outs, he walks the third base runner, and Willard Wiggins comes up the shortstop with a .500 average so far in these playoffs. 1 home run, 4 RBIs. RBI hero is not going to come into effect here. Catcher arm missed. Look at that. Pretty low catcher arm for Teflon.
Yeah, I've never understood running a low catcher arm in the XBL. Some people do it. It really is just. I'll just say it's a bad move. There's nothing to be gained by doing that.
Yeah, not the right place to save your money in a lot of people's minds. And on the mound for the Sirloins, we're going to see, what is that starter's name?
Oh, Igawa.
Okay, Igawa. Chihuahua Igawa is on the mound with the lower velo, the mid junk, but the Sirloins and Eduardo builds his team around the bullpen, usually pitching wise, so the starter is going to go in there until she's forced out. Then we're going to see some strong relievers come in. We see the first hit for Teflon get scooped up on a dive at second base, so second batter is up. We'll see how well he's able to keep his eye locked in. Teflon is down in the series. Sometimes it can be really difficult to be patient, especially if you fall down in the game. And he swings that one out of the zone right there. Cutter tailing away for strike 3, so we see a ground out and a strikeout, and here comes Torque Tulips, first pitch Slayer, and watches it. 5-pitch Arsenal on the mound.
I was just gonna say that, Uni. Igawa is a classic Sirloins pitcher. He pitches very well with her. Ed is actually one of the better low velo, mid to low velo pitchers, and when you give him a 5-pitch Arsenal, he is rough.
No doubt, and there's something to be said about perfecting your craft. He doesn't change his team up a whole lot from season to season, and he really has done exactly that, perfected how to use these pitchers, and I know that firsthand from playing him. But that's a good hit up center field right there from one of the strongest batters on this team. So we do have a single here for Teflon, and he's got Dahlia Dingers up. Watches that cutter inside. 5-pitch Arsenal, like we mentioned, there's going to be a lot of movement going in all directions. Goes for the pickoff, nothing brewing. Only a .222 average in this playoff so far from the cleanup hitter. And watches one inside, so 2 on with 2 outs. A little bit of a chance here to take an early lead with a strong batter up to the plate. Decent speed at second base, and he hits this one up center field. Is it going to be enough? This arm out there isn't too strong from Damian Rush. He doesn't challenge it. And so we have the bases loaded now with 2 outs. Marigold Miracles with a great average. Bad ball hitter as well in a early game big situation.
Rough hitter to have up there right now. He's got to cash in. He's down 2 games. Let's get something going here.
Yeah, run here in the first would be huge for the mental. 2-2, great curveball on the outside. Watches that one full count. He's going to get a pitch to hit most likely. Here comes a curve, swings at it early. You can see he wants the ball. Fastball, you don't see that often early on the 4-seam. And that one's perfectly squared up on a pitch down the middle, and man, that is unlucky. Missed perfectly reticle, bad pitch down the middle, and it's right at everything about that play was middle pitch, middle reticle, center fielder.
Yeah, almost felt like a lag pitch. Ed's a better pitcher than that. Although I will say 3-2 balls tend to blow up a lot, so maybe it really just was one of those RNG things. But he got bailed out.
He did get bailed out. That could have been a lot worse than it was. All about the timing in that situation. A little earlier, a little late would have been a gapper, but instead it was right at the center fielder. So it's still 0-0 after loading the bases for Teflon in the first. He comes back up to the mound. 2-2, all this velo. He's pumping 101 on those 4-seams. Gets him swinging low. The strikeout. Already 2 outs now in this inning. Ace Exterminator will be active against this starter for Damian Rush. Way early on the changeup. This one's poked over there. A couple poked to right field and then a strikeout. So a really quick inning, and the Flower Bombs walk right back up. And if you're the Flower Bombs, you got to carry what you just did in the first inning into the second. You did a good job getting people on base. There's another hard hit ball right at the right at the outfielder. 7.14 average. Poppy Pops Flies has been trying to do everything he can for this team, but so far nothing to show on the series. Curveball back to back inside. 2-0. Low contact, decent power for this hitter, and there's the curveball on the edge.
Igawa's already got 30 pitches thrown. That's big. You want to get into the pen as quickly as you can. Anytime, but certainly when somebody has been dominating you with their pen.
No doubt. That one a little bit inside, but he swings at it anyway, pushes it up to center field. And so after 1 out, we do have a single on. And back-to-back inning now. Teflon has put people on the bag. It's all about timely hits, though, especially in the playoffs, and who takes advantage of these situations. He gets a pop out from the pitcher there, so 2 outs. Looking to get a little bit more base activity with a 2-out sort of rally like he did in the first. Cherry blossoms, 1 hole is back up. Like you mentioned, missed, already up at 35 pitches now. That one swung on. It's going to be popped up over there to, I believe, Lloyd Cook. And it is the 3rd out, so not a whole lot going on so far through 2 innings. No hits for the Sirloins and 3 hits for Teflon. Locked in on the mound now. Crazy velo for the starter. Wow, that first baseman's weak. These changeups, it looks like the Sirloins are real early on these changeups right now, which can definitely happen when you got 101 coming at you on the 4 seam. Back-to-back 101. Dive for the shortstop. Is he going to get there? Oh, he goes home. Big brain play that I would have never thought of, but he doesn't get the out at first. I think he just knew he didn't have that at first, so he went home for funsies. And
I think
messed
so.
up. He had a red throw, I believe. A couple
Yeah,
of
the
red
playoffs.
pitches.
The playoffs is not the time to be doing funsy throws anywhere. We've seen those throws go into the dugout more than a few times.
Yeah, no doubt. You don't want to have fun in the playoffs. It's about getting dubs. And right there, he could have had a double play talking about dubs, but he goes to second, so it's just 1. And so there's still a runner on first. With 2 outs now. That one's hammered left field. Winkle's back. And it's put away. So another quiet inning. Still no hits across. Game's going by quickly without much offensive power on either side so far. That one way under on the reticle. A little bit to the right as well. Ooh, close pitch on the corner. There's a screwball hit well by Teflon, puts it out there into right field, and a leadoff single in all 3 innings so far. Misty's got base runners on. He's got to find a way to push something across, though. The base runners getting on doesn't do much for you until you get a timely hit.
Yeah, and the longer this game stays 0-0, the more pressure is on Teflon. He wants to come into this 3rd game wheeling and dealing and showing that he's the upper seed. And so far we haven't, partly bad luck, but we haven't seen him really get anything going.
Ooh, and watches that
not on the
fastball.
scoreboard.
Yeah, like you said, especially with the situation he's in, taking an early lead is astronomical in terms of the mental approach of the game. He's had a couple of chances, but hasn't cashed in yet. That one's going to go all the way to the backstop, almost into the dugout. So with just 1 out, he does have a runner on second. Once again, a chance to do some damage here. He's got the heart of his order up. The 4-hole hitter with RBI Hero swings at the cutter inside. 2-1. Dahlia Dinger is looking to hit a dinger. Watches it outside. Might see a walk here. And it is an intentional walk. So now double play is in the picture. 1 out. Carnation is up to bat. Another big spot early in this game. Teflon 0 for 2 so far, cashing in on these opportunities, looking for 3rd time's the charm right here.
Now, Carnation's hitting .556 despite the fact that the bombs are down 0-2. He is a tough hitter and gets a single there.
And now 2 out of 3 innings. The bases are loaded for Teflon, this time with only 1 out instead of 2. And look who it is again, missed. It's Marigold Miracles with that bad ball hitter. Hit that one right at the center fielder's chest last time. Gets an opportunity for redemption here with that 500 average. Swings. This one might be trouble. Willard Wiggins a second. Cook over to first. And no, you don't need that if you're the Flower Bombs. A double play, and what a way to get out of it by the Sirloins.
Yeah, as great as she did the first at bat, that was an absolute no-no. She chased a cutter off the plate, I believe it was, and those turn into double plays so often.
Yeah, that's really the hardest pitch to lay off of, in my opinion, especially in situations like that where you want to do so much and you see a juicy pitch coming at you and it cuts into your chest. Almost always ends up in the shortstop's glove. And that one's an infield hit for, I believe, Willard Wiggins. I'm not sure. He's got decent speed over there on first. And now Boomer Platoon is up. Pretty much everyone in this lineup has got a good average so far. Still locked in on the mound is Bossa Nova as well. That was the first hit for the Sirloins here, and you're happy if you're the Sirloins. You finally get a hit, and you are tie game still, so he's sitting in a pretty spot. Only the 37th pitch so far for Nova right here, and now he's got a chance for a double play. Dinger's on to second, over to first. He's going to get in time. He doesn't. Just enough speed coming down the line. Anonymous Tense up to the plate. A steal that seemed like a misclick, but get him out anyways. And the mojo is down over there at first now. So he's going to have back-to-back hitters in his lineup with mojo down.
I don't think it was a misclick. I think he thought he could burn him there, and it backfired.
It sure did backfire. Up to the plate, and now all 4 innings. Teflon's getting people on base. You're looking for that breakthrough to happen, but we talked about that veteran consistency. We didn't mention the veteran savviness. And hang on, this one's hammered over to center field. Is he going to round? He's not, so 2 on with no outs. But the way Eduardo plays, he's got, like I was going to mention, that veteran savviness to get out of these situations. This could be a lot worse on the scoreboard right now. We'll see if he can get out of it once again.
Yeah, and Teflon's far too good to be misplacing cut fastballs onto the plate. Ed's, again, that's a meatball.
Yeah, that was a meatball. Luckily, it's the pitcher, and it's timed a little late. Good timing. That might have actually been a home run. Locked in at the plate is the pitcher. Screwball, tough pitch on the edge, right on the corner. Needed it. Aggressive on that 0-2 count.
Yeah, I mean, you almost can't swing at that pitch. And just a great pitch from Ed.
Yeah, that's one of those double play inducing pitches. Might have been better to lay off of it like he did, but once again, double play is in the realm of possibility, and you need anything but that as Cherry Blossoms walks up to the plate. Power versus lefties is on, and it's lined right at the second baseman, and now after a quick start with getting 2 on, all of a sudden there's 2 outs and the base runners haven't moved up a bit. Shortstop infielder comes in. Inside pitch. See if it turns on. This one hits the center field. Is there enough speed to round and break this lead? He's going to get fired into home, and he does have enough speed. So finally, the flower bombs, they don't get a ton, but they get enough. The lead is broken. It's 1-0. After many opportunities on the bases, he finally cashes in. This one might get through. Oh, it's a, okay. Bounce might help. Hang on, it's a play at the plate, and he's out.
Oh, my
Damian
Lord.
Rush, what a throw from center field, and it's huge.
Wow. Oh, the runner carrying a piano down the line from third to home. I thought the runner had it all the way, but a great throw from Rush.
And what a play from Rush to get that bad bounce turned into an out. That inning could have really started spiraling with 2 outs. Absolutely huge throw from center field, and so far it's 1 hit for the Sirloins, 9 hits for the Flower Bombs, and it's only 1-0. Sirloins have yet to wake up their bats, and they're not going to do it this inning. Top of the 5th, and it's put away yet again. Ed is sitting with just 1 hit thus far, and here comes Teflon once again. I'm sure he's still, you can be happy that you got 1 run across, but if you're Teflon, no doubt you're frustrated that you haven't got more than that with all the opportunities you've had so far.
Yeah, I think he's pretty happy with 1 just because he he really needed to be the one to first get the lead here, and at least he has that.
Yeah, having the lead is huge, and now he starts a leadoff walk, and every single inning he's got someone on base. He's got the 5-hole hitter. He's going to have some decent bats up to the plate. Igawa is losing some of her stamina now. This is a great opportunity to jump on the Sirloins right here. That fastball's outside.
I want to welcome our buddy Oxbox into chat. We've got Kawashi and AJ out there as well.
3 goats mentioned. Ooh, screwball just a little bit outside. 2-2. Igawa up to her 79th pitch right here. That one's hit well, and it's center field. And once again, just like last inning, no outs, 2 on. We'll see if Eduardo's able to lock this thing back down, or if Teflon can break this thing open. Marigold once again is up to the plate, has struggled so far, hit it well, but nothing to show for it. Then grounded into a double play. And here comes Linus Digby, the very well-known pitcher for the Sirloins. Great stats, elite forkball, and a 5-pitch arsenal. This is the perfect opportunity to bring him in. And once again, Marigold, a good hit, but right at Damian Rush. He throws it into third. He's going to get back-to-back throwouts. He doesn't. So now we got runners on the corners with one out, and you're doing everything you can if you're the Flower Bombs to stay out of a double play right here. Ooh, and it's a weak pop out.
Oh, that's bad.
Almost just as bad.
That was a great pitch there. Cut it just outside the plate. And like you said, he's gripping the bat a little bit, and he's chasing some balls that he might normally probably be able to lay off.
Yeah, that's those semifinal jitters, especially when you're down 2-0 in the series. You see some plays that aren't necessarily normally made. And here comes that starter. He's got a tough situation here.
Oh,
does he pull him? Does he keep him in? He's going to keep.
Not going to pull her, yeah.
In. Going for the defensive mindset. Curveball well located on the edge. Digby looking to be huge for his team. Needs a big out right here with 2 outs. Curveball just outside 3-1. Forkball, so we got a full count, 2 outs. Pitch to the plate, forkball hit well by the pitcher.
Oh boy, what a hit.
What a hit. TeflonDonLemon. And he rounds 2 around, it's 3-0, and finally this guy's got a little bit of cushion. It paid off leaving that pitcher it missed, huge.
Yeah, she was locked in. Wasn't really that bad of a hitter up there, but that forkball, especially the elite one on a 2-strike on a pressure count, so easy to top that pitch, and she got right on it.
Huge in this spot in the series, in this spot in the game, and now we go into the top of the 6th, 3-0. Finally, the Flower Bombs, after all that moment or all the base activity that they've had, they cashed in a couple right there, back-to-back innings scoring. Sirloins, meanwhile, have been quiet at the plate. Nova's been absolutely dealing on the mound. The location on these 4 seams have been exceptional, and she's really mixed in the changeup at the opportune times as well. Full count here.
I was going to say, Uni, Teflon showed a lot of respect for Ed's offense by leaving that pitcher in there. Against, you know how it is, against a player you're comfortable with that you can get out, you put a pinch hitter in there, but he didn't want to do that.
Yeah, and it paid off for him, but Nova right here still locked in, but did give up that leadoff runner with great speed over there at first, and now here comes the front of that lineup, Hammerlaw Ball. It was Mick Steele that got that hit. The pinch hitter came in, so Digby will be out going into the bottom of the 6th. Accuracy really low with the traits combining, and now, here comes the Sirloins. After a really quiet first 5 innings, they've got 2 on with no outs, and although Nova was able to get a hit and help herself, now starting to struggle a little bit on the mound. Probably only has 1 more batter of locked in. If she's able to get out of this, she can keep it going, but another hit right here, and she's going to lose it.
Yeah, still has a decent pitch count, though. She just needs to get a ground out here.
This one's a little bit middle. Finds a zone, though, 2-1. Needs a big inning here from Nova. And that one's blooped, and that's that contact swing showing up, and now rounds to home and going to be there easily. So after giving up a couple, Sirloins answer right back, and the heart of their lineup walks up with Lloyd Cook. Nova still going to stay in the game. Still no outs in this inning, and 2 on the base pass.
Yeah, you've got to avoid a string of singles here for Ed, but that's what we're saying.
This could be huge. It's
wow.
No. Oh, he went for the tag and then decided otherwise. I think he thought he had the tag and just prematurely threw it.
I thought he did tag him. That was crazy. I think Teflon, to me, made a great play there. He could have at least gotten the 2 lead runners. I don't know why it didn't seem to think that he tagged him. Maybe he was in front of him.
Just going for the triple play, and it backfired, and look who is up to the plate. It's Willard Wiggins, who's absolutely juiced. He goes home. Is he going to get the diddle? Lombalo running back to third, and he's tagged out.
Wow.
And you'll take that with that batter. I don't know if you saw him miss. Willard Wiggins was absolutely juiced at the plate, and he's able to get a ground out and prevent a run. So only 1 run across. 2 outs, though, still an opportunity to do something here for Boomer Platoon, who is tense after getting caught stealing earlier. If you're Nova, you can really cap off your performance with that hit with getting out of this jam right here, right now. 2-1 count. Not swinging. 3-1. Walk prone is on. Accuracy is extremely low. Don't want a meatball in this situation. See how aggressive he gets. Looking at that 4 seam up top. He does locate it well. Great pitch from Teflon, and now it's a full count in a big spot. Thinking about what he's going to throw, thinking about location, locates the 4-seam well. Great strikeout of the flower bombs, and Nova needed every bit of that location. 1-3, only one run comes across. We're going to the bottom of the 6th, and we still have a ball game here, folks. Sabrina Perez comes in. 5-pitch arsenal, also the fork ball, just like Digby had. And I believe gets ahead. No, elite cutter is what Sabrina Perez has, so a very tough reliever coming in. Worth mentioning, though, Mist, he's in his 2nd reliever, and we know he really juices up 2 relievers, and that's about it. It's the 6th inning right now.
I mean, almost nobody juices up more than 2 of them, but he's always got 2 really good ones, and she's the lead dog.
Yeah, she gives up a walk in her first against her first batter. Already up to 8 pitches after 1 batter. This one's grounded to 2nd, though. That's going to help the pitch count and the mojo. A quick double play after getting that walk, and here comes Dahlia Dingers. This one hit on top of that curveball right at Willard Wiggins. So after 8 pitches at the first at bat, 10 pitches to end the inning, and Sabrina Perez comes in and does her job. Sirloins come back up to the plate, looking to carry a little bit of that momentum they started building in the 6th. Ground out for the first at bat. Damian Rush still has ace exterminator against this starter. What a snag over there from Nova. This might be the quickest inning of all time. Lays off that one just to break the record.
Yeah, Sirloin's running out of time a little bit now.
Yeah, getting late in this game, top of the 7th. This one's popped up, so 3 extremely quick outs. And Nova now through 7 innings, and also with the big 2 RBI single. Truly an MVP if I've ever seen one so far in this game.
Yeah, Nova looking to win this game practically all by herself here so far.
Yeah, and in these games, you need your stars to show up, and that's exactly what Nova's doing.
Perez locked in.
This one's hit deep left field. Is it going to have enough on it? It's getting close out there to the wall. And it's over.
Oh!
The bombs at a solo shot. Miracles. There she is.
She's not done. She's not done.
Struggled in her first 3 at-bats. It finally shows up with a hammer over the left field wall. 4-1 now for the Flower Bombs at the bottom of the 7th. Home crowd goes crazy even though there's no one out there.
Yeah, the press corps was looking to put the full court press on her after the game, and now they can put those mics away.
Right. So one out here, 1-2 forkball, nasty in there on the chin. Good strike.
No reaction at all. Sometimes that forkball will just freeze you up.
It creeps up on you, and Eduardo knows that better than anyone. That's why he runs it on these 2 beast relievers. So after the solo shot from Marigold, Miracles, 3 outs come across. So 1-4. We're at the top of the 8th, like Miss said last inning. It's getting late here for the Sirloins. They do have the 2-0 lead, so a loss doesn't, really hurt too much. But down 3 runs.
Kind of interesting. He leaves Perez in there, and I know I'm going to have to answer to Ed for calling her the lead dog. But Perez stays in the game here, folks.
Yeah, grounds out. Now Longbala with a great hit over there in left field. Getting into that, a missed dive would have turned into that triple play, that triple corner out there in Park, but a good dive from Teflon. Really, I brought up the fielding and those key points early in this game. No errors so far from Teflon, and right there displayed a great dive that turned a triple into a single.
Yeah, and this is it for Ed. Look at the pressure bar. That's what he thrives on, is a runner on base, a pressure bar, a potentially tiring pitcher if you can just knock locked in off of that pitcher, which might be the case here.
And worth mentioning as well, here comes the heart of that order. 3 is up, and Lloyd Cook, after the 1 and 2 hole, get on. Is Nova going to stay in there? Still has good stats. I don't know, Mist. I almost bring in a reliever just to change up the arm angle at this point, but he's going to keep Nova in. She's earned it really to this point. 2 on, 1 out. Big spot here in the 8th. Like you mentioned, pressure bars are at 4. This one's in there. It's 2-2.
Oh, Eddie.
Change up outside. Is Winkle going to be able to get there? He's going to slide. It's not going to happen.
Vintage Ed.
That is exactly vintage Ed. These bloopers, and look who is up to the plate. Willard Wiggins, clutch. RBI hero.
Mistake.
Swings.
Oh! It was just good enough. It was just good enough, Uni. It did get in there on his hands.
I thought that was about to be a real problem, but a little bit of luck from the RNG. And uh-oh, you know what? The Red Reticle 2-0 count now. Boomer Platoon is 10 still. Needs a big out. 3-0 count now. Nova's hardly got any accuracy. Locates that one. 3-1. Quick pitching, making it hard to do my job. And a walk.
Wow, big walk from Platoon. Wow.
Gotta pull Nova, right? You have to here.
Adonimus has to come out.
You gotta pull Nova here.
Yes.
Nova stays in the game. He's desperately relying on Nova Teflon. All of his faith, his whole season possibly on the line. And it's laying in the right palm of Nova right now. And she gets the ground out over the second.
Boy.
Tinger snags it over to first, and absolutely huge. And look at that. Did it, hang on, he's still keeping it in?
Zero trust in his bullpen, and rightfully so.
I mean,
it's
yeah.
looking good for him.
Yeah, we talked about the bullpen issues in games 1 and 2. He keeps that starter in a lot longer this game. Only made it 5 innings in game 1 and 2. 8 innings out of Nova here. And that might be the real X factor in this game. It's 2-4. He gets a ground out here in the bottom of the 8th. Very tight game, exactly what you want to see on Match of the Week. A 2-run ball game in the XBL AAA semifinals, and it's getting late. That's another ground out, so 2 quick outs put away. Sabrina Perez starting to tire a little bit. Curveball hit well through that gap, so a little 2-out single right here. We'll see if anything comes from it. Mojo is up on that batter, and here comes Torque Tulips. Is he going to give her a pitch to hit? First pitch Slayer. He avoids the first pitch Slayer. Ooh, had his reticle right there, but late on it.
Good location.
That one hit deep left field. It's not going to be enough, though. Out there is Tish Ball and the no bunter sprinter that Sirloin's having finally. Ooh. Here comes that bullpen. Are they going to be able to get you a win in this series? Struggled so far in games 1 and 2. The closer comes in with the sidearm.
The Submariner.
Ellis Regina with the 4-pitch arsenal. Got absolutely blown up in game 1. Ooh, infielder over there at shortstop snags it off of her ear hole. This closer does have clutch. Stimulated as well, which did not come into play here. This one's poked, and now 1 out away is Teflon from getting his first win in these AAA semifinals. His first win in any semifinals. It's his first berth, only his 2nd season, and he's looking to do it right here. Velo is up. Pressure bars are at 4. Cutter inside. Tulips over there at third base. Corrals it onto first. And TeflonDonLemon and the Flower Bombs go down 2-0 in the series, but take game 3 here at home. And it's 2-1. We got a series on our hands, folks.
Yeah, I mean, if the Flower Bombs actually come all the way back and win this series, there's going to be a parade for Bossa Nova, I think, in Flower Bombs Nation. That was just an absolutely dominating performance, and her 2 runs on the RBIs was the difference in the game. So great job by Teflon. Like we said, needed to show that pedigree, and although it wasn't a blowout, certainly showed that pedigree here.
Right, and it was really a little bit more of a dominant sort of win than the scoreboard reflected, with the differential and hits in that game and the way Teflon was constantly putting pressure on the base pass. And like you said, Nova absolutely carried her team in that one with that huge game-deciding 2 RBI single, and then also went 8 innings for the Flower Bombs right there. So a great game 3, and this thing's gotten a little bit tighter now. 2-1. We're going to be at Peril Point in game 4, home of the Sirloin. So y'all give us a minute to switch everything over, and we'll run game 4 at you. See you in a minute. Howdy, y'all. We're here at, God, that sounded so country. Howdy, y'all. Here we go at Peril Point, home of the the Sirloins. And after going, hang on, let me change this real quick. Let me give Teflon his respect. It's 2-1. Teflon gets game one, so we're not going to see a sweep here in the semifinals of our AAA. But still, you talk about monumental sort of games. This can pivot the entire series, Mystery Man. Eduardo looking to go up in a commanding 3-1 lead. And meanwhile, you tie it up here if you're the Flower Bombs, and you've got a whole new series on your hands.
Yeah, I'm just going to say right here, the Flower Bombs are going to have to hit in this game. They need 8+ runs to win this game. I'm just going to call it right now. 8+ for the Flower Bombs. Minimum to win this game.
I like it. We are going to most likely see the weakest starters on each side. He does start off just like last game with a lead off there. God, I love those uniforms. Teflon's got a mind for these uniforms, man. I'm going to talk to
he
this
does,
guy.
yeah.
No
he does.
camo at all.
I don't remember these blue ones.
Yeah, these might be special edition, city edition. Hang on, this one's up center, so right off a rip, the Flower Bombs 2 on, no outs, and very similar to how last game was. Putting pressure on the base pass early. And here comes Torque Tulips looking to make a massive statement here to start this game off.
Yeah, you could not let her pull that ball. She pushes it.
Yeah, bases are loaded before an out even gets registered, and Slip Vanderwink or something like that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Slip Vanderwink on the mound. Pretty much the same starter. I think he runs 4 clone pitchers, doesn't he?
Oh, and we got an RBI hero in Double D up here.
Double D, you're right. I like that Double D. That's what I'm talking about. I know what Mist is into. Dahlia Dinger's up to the plate in a big spot. This one right at the shortstop, though. He goes home with it.
Oh, no.
But Dingers is able to save herself and get over there to first. But, if you're the Flower Bombs, a double play here can ruin all of your hard work. Bases are loaded, 1 out. Vanderwink looking to right the ship nearly instantly here. 1 out, 2-0 count. That one finds his own 2-1.
Bombs are still fine here. A double play there would have killed them, but now they just need to not chase.
Ooh. Takes a walk and walks in a runner to start off this game. And look who it is. Miracle seems like she is up, and the team needs a miracle every time she comes up. Bases are juiced once again for her, and she had a home run in that last game. Can she repeat? Oh, no, she repeated what she didn't want to do last game. 2 games in a row with the bases loaded. Marigold Miracles lines into a double play, but 1 run does come across on that walk. So it's 1-0 here, and the Sirloins walk up to the plate now.
Yeah, that was nerves. That wasn't even a moving fastball. I think she just topped it.
And the starter for the Flower Bombs here, pretty low junk and only mid-velo with really low accuracy. Going to be a tough starter to stretch, and you see that accuracy coming to play off Rip Longballo. Leadoff walk, so both teams get a leadoff base runner.
Yeah, I always find it amazing when these XBLers come down to my league and they're so cocky with these accuracy ratings of 30 and 35.
Yeah, that used to be me, but I've learned that accuracy does matter. 3-0 count now. This one's probably, he gets lucky on the RNG. 3-1 count, strike. 3-2, full count now to Cat Stanza. Bad ball hitter as well on the corner. Grounds over to first. He touches first. Not in time to second, so the runner does move up in Longballo. 1 out is put away. With the runner on second with decent speed. No stellar speed really throughout this whole lineup, but a lot of decent speed for the Sirloins. Lloyd Cook hits that one over there. Slow poke on Lloyd Cook as well. Elite 4-seam is on this starter. Very much worth noting. I didn't notice that. Pumping 99 on the 4-seam. Plenty to work with.
Yeah, that's pretty major.
Yeah, that's completely changes the outlook on this starter. And that really, what really matters now, Mist, is the mojo. You need this starter to not be tense. You need to rely on that. Oh, goes to third and back to second. A little bit of a diddle. That's a classic diddle.
Yeah, you got to circle behind the runner before you throw it. Just got a little bit antsy there.
This one's over there to shortstop. Too easy. Welcome to the chat. What you missed is that I was making fun of your camo uniforms, taken out of Teflon's book. You see these classic blues, man? These are so sexy. They got no camo involved. 1-1, and Boomer Platoon not tense this game. Really milked at the plate, and he hits it over to shortstop. So all 3 outs are from the shortstop over there, and what could have been a real quick comeback from the Sirloins gets shut down. A great job from Teflon right there to shut that out. Ooh, tough pitch on the inside right there, top of the zone. Gets him swinging. This one's going to be foul. 0-2 count. Also, Ice, welcome. Ready to catch your games. I hope everything gets fixed, buddy. Can't wait to see you steal retreat 17 times.
Kind of interesting that the Flower Bombs even have. I mean, that's the number 4 pitcher with that elite forcing. That's extremely unusual.
Yeah, but roster building, right, comes into play, especially in these late series. Roster building can be huge. And this one's hit deep center field. Peril points short, but not short right there. Damian Rush able to put it away at the warning track. Poppy Pop still with the 700 average. Really hasn't had a loud 700 average. Doing a good job getting on base, but not a ton to show for it. Does have 4 RBIs in these playoffs. Curveball finds the zone, 2-1. Oh, Ice is talking shit about my cut performance against you, Mist. Tell him I wasn't trying. Curveball inside, full count.
I got lucky, Ice. I got lucky.
Every time I lose, it's just unlucky, man, I swear. So there's a good pitch on the corner right there. Gets him on the strikeout. This one's hit by the pitcher well to right field.
It's going to get down.
And back-to-back games, the pitcher's really hitting well for the Flower Bombs. Are we going to see another MVP sort of performance out of a pitcher? Personally, I would love to see it. That was exceptional from Nova in Game 3. Cherry Blossoms up to the plate. Runner on second with decent speed. A solid hit here is going to turn this thing into a 2-run game, but this one's lined at the second base, and we're seeing Teflon right now get on top of a lot of these balls so far. Those curveballs working well for the Sirloins.
Yeah, that was really not a good pitch. That was the type of pitch you can poke and maybe get that runner, and even a pitcher from second base. You got to remember, these pitchers in XBL have been unlocked. They've got up to 60 speed. They're very cheap now, so a lot of them can run.
No doubt. Sometimes
it used to be if you had a pitcher on second base, they're basically just, they're not going to score on a hit, but now they will.
And 3. Oh, a dive might change things. It's over to first and not in time because of the dive. I believe that's Tish Ballin, who's the only sprinter in this Sirloins lineup, and it pays off right there. Now has a single, and Vanderwink comes up to the plate.
Yeah, appears to be around 75 plus sprinter, and she was hauling.
Yeah, and that stall tactic worked out. That's twice now in this set tonight that we've seen Teflon catch the Sirloins on the base pass over there at first, getting a little bit too antsy.
I think he sniffed out that Ed will run even with 2 outs. Runner on first. He'll run himself out of an inning if you let him.
And here's Ballin over there ranging in right field. Almost got it just off on the dive. That would have helped the mojo. Forkball, same location nearly, and once again hit well, but this one's on to Damian Rush.
Yeah, I'm not sure that forkball is really the best thing to throw to Teflon. He seems pretty adept at getting on that pitch. I would be careful with that forkball.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's the pitch that we saw break the game open in Game 3, that forkball, and the pitcher was able to rope it over there to a gap. The forkball is a pitch that the Sirloins heavily rely on, but Teflon seems very comfortable against it. This one's hit well, 85
Oh, that is really hit.
It's way out there. It's a short wall. He's back, and it's not going to be able to get snagged by the center fielder. And Dingers lives up to her name with her first home run of this postseason. Double D, as Miss likes to call her, solo shot.
I've never seen that happen, Uni. It hit the side of that little round batter's eye and popped back into the play field. I've never, ever seen that happen.
Yeah, with the coding in this game, I'm surprised they didn't just call it a double play. I mean, what do you call it? Ground rule double? Yeah. You only see those from, I don't know if you saw that Hummus clip where it bounced 45 feet up in the air for a ground rule double. That was awesome. So a quick 0-2 count here. Capri Sun Curve, is that her name? Oh, no, she's got an unpronounceable first name for someone like me, but her last name is Curve. Doing well so far. Here in the third, cutter outside, gets him chasing, and Tulip's gonna haul it in for the first out. Burning Ice, a Double D fan himself, it seems.
I think it's capoeira.
Capoeira? How close is that to chupacabra? That's the closest word in my dictionary that I can think of. 3 quick outs from the chupacabra, Capri Sun, whatever curve. And so 3 innings of shutout baseball from the starter. Vanderwink at 45 pitches in the 4th in a decent spot. And here comes Miracles again, who had the solo shot in the last game, but really has been struggling with base runners on. Seems like she thrives with the bases empty, and once again thrives. This one's over there into a gap. Damian Rush going to range back. Not going to be enough. Is it going to turn into a triple? We're seeing a lot of safe base running from Teflon so far tonight, and he holds him at second once again. The one aggressive play he had at the plate, we saw Damian Rush gun him out. Great forkball in there on the chin. Stats finally dwindling just a little bit for Slip. No outs, runner on second. 7-hole is up. Ooh, good layoff right there from Teflon. Forkball he can't lay off though, and it's popped over there to the second baseman, Lloyd Cook. Able to put that first out away. Every run can be huge. I know you said 8 runs, but the way he was able to hold the Sirloins down in the last game. These spots right here where you get a runner on second early in an inning can be absolutely huge and really tell the difference in a game. Rounds home, thinks about it. Oh, Sirloins are very well aware. Go to third and almost get him. And here comes the pitcher, who's 1 for 1 with a double so far, looking to help herself with an RBI.
She's going to get it. You're going to see. She's going to get that hit.
No doubt, missed. Right as always, gets the RBI. So back-to-back games where Teflon's got RBIs from his pitcher, and this thing stretched up to 3 now. Pitcher's mojo is up, so got some boost in the speed over there on first base. This one's poked as well. Back-to-back pokes in a shallow outfield. So 2 on now, looking for a 2-out rally. The shortstop comes up, inside pitch. Also has a pretty good average, not a whole lot of RBIs to show for it, but a spot here to give her team more of a lead. Roped right at the first baseman, Stanza snags it. 2 seasons ago wouldn't have been a catch. He ran that specialist at first that have practically useless stats in the field. League office shut that down real quick.
Yeah, they started picking on Ed. They didn't like his bullpen build. They didn't like his first baseman. They were acting like the Sirloins were somehow the meta.
As a member of the roster tool committee, I do anything I can to hurt the Sirloins.
Were you the one who changed all those rules to get at Ed?
I wish I had that kind of pull, Miss, but you see me in the chat. I don't get respect. Come on now.
You got as much pull as I have. 0.
Yeah, you're right. We don't get much pull in there. We're in there, though, as long as we're in there.
We're in there. We're in there. We're going to say what we have to say no matter what they think
No
or
doubt.
rule.
2-2 count. Pitcher locked in now on the mound. 0 ERA in these playoffs. Haven't even mentioned that. This 4 starter. And now she's going to get a double play on to second and over to first.
Oh, so
big. Yeah. Painful if you're the Sirloins, and you're grateful if you're the Flower Bombs. What was really the key, the difference in games 1 and 2 is Teflon had to go to that bullpen early in games 1 and 2. He's able to stretch that starter in game 3, and it changed everything. He's looking to stretch it once again here. Only at 38 pitches.
I still think you're not going to be able to hold the Sirloins down for this entire. They're going to get one of those 4 or 5 run innings, I think, or maybe within the span of a couple. I don't think you can hold them that long.
Now we're starting to get into those middle innings where Eduardo has really shown his bats in the middle and late innings in this series so far out. Even in game 3, he crawled back there late. But no noise to be made here, bottom of the 4th. So we're going to go into the top of the 5th, 3-0. 8 hits so far for Teflon.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing, Uni, is that the Sirloins, unfortunately for them, they've allowed these pitchers the last 2 games to get going. And when you're a momentum player, it's hard to go against locked-in pitchers, when you're slapping the ball and relying on the ball to fall in the gaps. And he can't seem to put the pitchers on the defensive, if you know what I mean.
Right, and the pitch count's been a big difference. He's already up at 65 pitches, and there's about 20 pitches less for the Flower Bomb starters. So we're probably going to see a pretty mirror image sort of game. This one's over to second, shortstop, first. I don't know the numbers for the infield. It's like a 5-6-4 or some crap like that. 2 outs though. Double play.
Yeah, and that's team momentum. I don't know if it's built into the code, but I always feel like it is. Like there's different momentum. There's team momentum. There's individual momentum. And double plays will spike your momentum, and triple plays will massively spike your momentum.
Yeah, I believe triple plays give your entire team a mojo boost.
They used to. I don't think they do in 4, but I think even if they don't show that kind of a boost, I think at minimum you get a big hidden mojo
We've
boost.
got the conspiracy mist on the mic tonight.
Yeah,
I love it. I'm here
the
for it.
conspiracy of RNG and all that stuff.
Bottom of the 5th now. Quiet inning there from Teflon. Got 1 on. He's going to need something curve to keep dealing right here. And that's a good start. Gets the line out over there to shortstop. Tish Ballin comes up, who was able to beat it out down the line her first time up. This one's grounded to third. Sprinter's not going to help her here. Quick throw over to first, so a couple of outs now, and here comes Slip, and we're going to see a pinch hitter come in, probably Mick Steele.
I just want to point out it's really odd the way when you play certain players, lazies and things like that, that all this momentum and mojo and mumbo jump doesn't seem to ever matter.
Oh yeah, I know how annoying that is. You go up against someone like Spaceman and think you have momentum, and then you give up 8. A drop from second base, but he's still able to snag in time. Luckily enough for him, keeps his mojo. So once again, we see a quick inning and not very many pitches coming to that starter. And we're into the 6th inning now. Linus Digby, just like last game, coming in the 6th inning, got roughed up a little bit in that last one. We'll see if he's able to prove his worth, prove his value here. A couple of strikes, 1-2 count. Gets him chasing on that cutter away. That velo switch up might be a problem here for the Flower Bomb. He's going to have to adjust quickly. Capo Era, says Teflon, so it's not Chupacabra, and it's not Capri Sun. Close, though.
What did I say? Capoeira sounds like what I said.
Yeah, you're always right, so we'll go with it.
Come on now.
And here she comes, Capoeira. Capo, or is it, off the nut.
Oh, Linus!
R.I.P. his kids and R.I.P. his mojo. Runner gets on to first. Only tenths. A headshot changes everything, but a nut shot, wow. and you're still okay.
He had a cup on, folks.
2-0 count here. Once again, Teflon hits the fork ball well, but it's not going to really cause any damage, so a quiet inning. Teflon, is it Capo Era or is it Capo ERA? We're playing baseball here.
This just in, folks. Apparently Digby had 2 cups on.
That one hit well. I believe this is Cat stands up to the plate. They're pitching so fast. Yeah, Cat stands up after that ground out on a first pitch swinging. Low pitch count still for the starter. Only at 52, still locked in. Elite Four seems still very dangerous. Misses a little bit outside right there. Now coming inside. And misses inside as well. So a walk from Cat stands out. Runner gets on with 1 out here.
Capoeira getting a little bit upset out there. Doesn't want to get that locked in knocked off, but another single.
Yeah, not a whole lot of strikeouts in this game, so that locked in might be gone after a couple hits here. We'll see. Willard Wiggins, who's been juiced quite a bit so far tonight, is juiced yet again. Still a 0 ERA for this pitcher. Looking to keep it that way, but a tough batter at the plate and a big spot. Excuse me, a 3-run game.
Oh, that was dangerous. I guarantee one more hit and that locked in is gone.
Ooh, gets him chasing on that cutter outside. 0-2 count to the best batter in this lineup, Willard Wiggins. Can he lay off? And he does. 1-2. Change up inside now. Gets him swinging. Huge strikeout on the mound from Curve there. Now 2 outs, 2 on. Just needs 1 more out to get out of this inning unscathed. Up to 60 pitches.
What a pitch by Curve. It's not easy to suck head into pitches way off the plate like that. Just a really smart timing on the changeup.
And no doubt, just like last game, Curve, these starters so far tonight for the Flower Bombs really showing out. Through 6 now for the starter, and a great hit into the gap. We've seen quite a few gappers. Another one here. It's going to be a double, possibly a triple. Rounding is going to get aggressive. Once again, plays it safe on the base pass. So he's got a runner on second, no outs. And Torque Tulips comes up. Digby still tense after getting hit in the you-know-what. What do they call it, the gonads? Still has plenty of stats, only at 15 pitches. Forkball well located there on the corner.
I would not throw that forkball.
What a pitch from out to in on the edge of the zone. And now Dingers, who has a home run, walks back up to the plate.
Brutal. That fastball from Digby.
Oh, a little bit of a meatball there, but swung early on that 2-seam. Swings early again. It's well hit, but not going to be enough. Tish Ballin snags it. So after that leadoff runner on second, 2 put away now, and here comes Carnation for the Flower Bombs, looking to get a gapper and bring this lead to 4.
Yeah, Ed's got to get out of this clean.
And it looks like he is. Oh, it's a drop over there. He's going to round. He's going to go towards home. Lloyd Cook sends it in. It's going to be a play, and he's out.
Wow, what a throw.
2 games now that there's been huge plays at the plate made by the Sirloins. And now first pitch swinging. Bottom of the 7th here, 1 out now for the Sirloins. It's starting to get late. This game's gone by quickly. And another first pitch swinging, 2 pitches, 2 outs right now. You can see Eduardo's really pushing it, expanding the zone now here as this game gets late.
Yeah, Ed's a little rattled at the plate. He can't seem to break through against these pitchers.
On fire now is Curve, Capoeira Curve. Dive from the infielder over to first, and this time Sprinter's not going to help her. A huge play at shortstop. It's 13-4 on the hits, 3-0 on the scoreboard. We're into our possible final 2 innings as Teflon here in our AAA semifinals looks to tie this series up 2-2 tonight. And the Sirloins looking to have a big comeback. This one's grounded over the third, gets on top of it yet again for the first out.
Yeah, this is the playoffs, though. You can't say, "Oh, I've only got 6 out." You just dig like this is the 4th inning. I mean, if you're Ed, it's only 3 runs, honestly. I mean, we've seen Ed put up 8 in an inning pretty easily sometimes.
And there's 2 put away now for the Sirloins. Here comes Poppy. Pops fly. Ooh, off on the reticle. This one's floated over there to center field. Looks like Damian Rush is going to get it, and he does. So 3 outs put away, and that's what you need if you're the Sirloins. Here comes Digby, probably going to be pulled. McSteele comes in on fire on the mound. Still his Curve. 70th pitch on the way, and this one's
not
hit
his
by
pitch.
McSteele.
Yeah, that was not that. He wanted that pitch off the plate, and it dragged on him, and a big swing from Steele.
And so with no outs, the runner gets on first, looking to bring in a pinch runner, and he does. Distractor as well with that accuracy already struggling. Mind Gamer, luckily for Curve, is helping a little bit. Did lose on fire, back to locked in. Doesn't chase on the cutter. Accuracy now you see very low. Gonna need good location here though if you're the Flower Bombs, and that one is 1-1.
Ed is determined to wait for his.
This is where you see that veteran savviness really show up in these late innings. Some people might get nervous, but he's been in these spots so many times. Teflon looking to show why he's the number 2 seed. Gets him chasing, but it's blooped, and that's what contact swinging does. A little bloop over there to the outfield. Still no outs. 2 on the base pass now, and you might want to look at that bullpen here if you're the Flower Bombs.
Absolutely fantastic pitch, but a better swing from Longballo.
Chooses to keep the starter in, aggressive with the starter play the same way he was in the last game. A home run away from tying this game is the Sirloins, or are the Sirloins, I mean to say. Saw a little bit of lag right there, looking to let it breathe. Thinking about bringing in the reliever, pretty much similar. Does bring in the mid-at-bat reliever, should be banned. The closer with that submarine, and the clutch once again stimulated, not working. Stimulated never works. This one's huge. It's over to Dingers, on to shortstop, and over to first, and a big double play. And now 2 outs. Closer comes in and gets exactly what he needs. This one's floated, caught, and what could have been a dangerous inning turns into nothing for the Sirloins. And it's 3-0 here in the ninth.
Yeah, wow. He brought in that clutch is such a big trait to put on a CP. It's not allowed on any of the other pitchers.
Yeah. Working out well so far after the closer got really roughed up in game 1. Now in games 3 and 4 has done an excellent job coming in and shutting the team down. 2 outs now here in the ninth. Shortstop right here up to the plate is locked in. Really good hitting stats. We did see Sabrina Perez come in for the Sirloins, the ace reliever. This one swung way under. Is it going to get all the way to the backstop? It looks like the catcher's going to be able to get it. So a really quick inning. And we're into the bottom of the ninth here, folks. Still alive are the Sirloins. Need 3 runs, and it starts with a blooper over to left field and a dive, a slide, by Winkle, and there's the first out.
Didn't seem like he needed to dive. That's where you can drop some of those, but was able to come up with it.
And back-to-back diving plays as the third baseman dives for that one. We're seeing still a lot of early count swings from the Sirloins here. 2 outs, only. I'm sorry, he needs 3 runs, and he has no outs to play with now. Swings at this one, it's over, and so he's still alive. Sometimes in these ninth innings, especially in the playoffs and the XBL in general, it can get real tense no matter what the lead is. Watches that cut inside.
The pressure is maxed out. Just need another runner to really put some scare. But
this one popped up, outfield shallow. Miracles is back there, and it's put away. And this series is tied 2-2. The Flower Bombs, a big statement tonight, able to tie up the series. And it's a whole new ball game. Best of 3 now when we come back in this series. 2-2.
Yeah, shocking showing from the Flower Bombs to pitch so well and hold Ed down. Just, not shocking from the standpoint that we know the Flower Bombs are a really good team, but Ed was just cruising so well in the first 2 games, and now it didn't really seem like he played that bad considering it was 3-0, 4-2. Seemed relatively dangerous, but they were just tight, close games, and Teflon did play the better of the 2 in both.
Yeah, the Flower Bombs really showed up, and like we said on the keys, he showed that pedigree that he has early on in his XBL career. He's the 2 seed for a reason, and he tied this series back up and has this thing at 2-2. Those were close games. Like you said, there was a lot of pressure on the base pass from both teams, and it was all about when you could cash in those runs. It was no big explosive innings from either team in either game. A lot of dink and dunk 1 or 2 run innings, and that's what led to these close ball games. And if you're Eduardo now, you find yourself tied up in this series, and you're going to be back at Parque, home of the Flower Bombs, coming into Game 5. What do you think, Miss? Can Ed come back in this? The momentum's solely on the Flower Bombs side now.
You know what's kind of interesting, Uni, is the rule in the XBL is once you've gone through your 4 pitchers, you can throw your other pitchers in any order. So technically, I was kind of saying it was kind of odd to have that pitcher in the 4 slot that had an Elite 4 seam. Be interested. Like, I don't think Ed's going to switch up his lineup. He's the one that won the first 2 games. If I'm Teflon, maybe you make a change. I'm not sure. I don't recall what his 1 and 2 looked like, but these 2 good gals pitched their buns off and at least deserve a look.
Yeah, the way Nova performed in Game 3 and then the way Capoeira performed right there in Game 4 is a complete switch around from the way Games 1 and 2 went, where he had to pull those starters in the 5th, and then the bullpen was really exposed there in those first couple games. He was able to stretch the starters in Games 3 and 4, and like the key said, that was the X factor. He's able to get more length out of his starters, and you saw the pitch count drastically be different early on in those games. You saw a lot more patience from Teflon than you did see from Ed, and that's what was able to keep the bullpen in the bullpen for the Flower Bombs, and that really seemed to be the difference in these games. And he was doing an excellent job limiting. He had those mistakes, which was most likely RNG in the first couple games, a lot of errors in the field. We didn't see any errors from him in these 2 games tonight, and we saw the right decisions made at the right times, and we saw him scratch across just enough runs to take this lead in both games and get it back to 2-2. So now we've got a really great series on our hands, and this is what you want. If you're in the semifinals, you want, as fans, as broadcasters, as all of us that aren't playing, I'm sure the players, I'm sure Eduardo would have loved to get a sweep, but no sweep for him. We want to see these series go the length, and we're going to see at least 6 games out of this, so we're set up for a good one.
Yeah, just a nice night of baseball. I'm happy for Teflon to come in here and play so well. Ed's already got 2 games under his belt, so he's fine. Let's get it on. It's who can win. Who are the next 3, right?
Yeah, best of 3 series. Like you said, let's get it on. We're excited to see this thing come to fruition and see what the finale looks like. I'm not sure when they plan on playing. We've got a lot of stuff backed up, ready to cast in the AA, the AAA, and the XBL. We've got so much stuff coming to your screens here in the next week or 2. It's really the best time of the year if you're in the XBL. This is, I mean, I know for some of us, we don't make it to this point, but if you're a fan of the league, we're finally seeing these final 4 matchups, and we're seeing them get played out, minus ice and coffee. RIP their hardware. Hopefully it gets fixed, but we've got a lot of stuff coming at you, and we saw 2 great games tonight. I'm sure on Sunday we're going to cast some more stuff and have some more great games at you. So, Mist, it was fun casting with you. Have any last words before we get out of here?
No, I'm just glad we got some great baseball, and we're going to, like you said, we're going to have more on Sunday, so we'll see y'all on Sunday.
Yeah, for me, it was a great time. Y'all keep your eyes peeled, your ears tuned to the Discord, to the show announcements. We've got Sunday stuff getting talked about behind the scenes right now, figuring out exactly who gets those series on Sunday. We've got options, like I said, for all 3 leagues, so it's kind of up to us how we want to prioritize that. But if you're a fan of any of the leagues or all of the leagues, you're going to get the best of all of it coming on Sunday. So thanks for watching tonight, y'all. It was a great game. Shout out, congratulations to Teflon tying this series up, and we've got a 2-2 series now here in our AAA semifinals, and that's exactly what we want. So great ball games tonight. Nice, close, tight games, just like you want. So it was fun casting, and we will catch y'all in the Discord. See y'all soon.